my mind, it was arson. Clearly, it was targeted, and I just don't know who did it or why, and that's part of the frustration.
3 years later, what was the message sent to the Speaker of the House if somebody really burned down his law office? You just heard him say he believes it was arson. And that would take it to another level, even around here where hardball politics is a regular thing. I'm Gene Valicenti.
Good evening. I'm Patrice Witt. Tonight, the Speaker is telling us that he is frustrated. The I-Team's Brian Crandall live in Warwick tonight, next to what is left of the Speaker's law office. Brian?
Well, Patrice and Gene, the sign for Joe Shekarchi's old law office and others that were here is still here. But next to it, all that remains is a fenced-off hole in the ground, just the foundation. Now, investigators quickly labeled the cause of the fire undetermined because of the extent of the damage. But 3 years later, the Speaker is still hoping for answers.
Command, the roof has collapsed.
The House Speaker's private practice burned, along with other offices in the building on College Hill Road in Warwick. Back then, Joe Shekarchi said he had no reason to believe it was arson. But in the time since, you believe that fire was intentionally set?
I do. I clearly believe it was arson.
The fire marshal's initial report did not rule out arson, but there has not been any headway in the investigation, at least not publicly. Are you frustrated, or do you...
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we're going on 3 years. I was hoping that they could at least give me some kind of an update as to what's going on and where. And I understand it's an ongoing investigation, but I'd like to know what happened. Yes, yeah. I remember it well that night.
Shekarchi says he was on the phone with Warwick's mayor.
And he said to me, I got to interrupt you. There's a fire chief calling me. And he calls me back and he says, where's your office? I tell him, he goes, your office is on fire.
Shekarchi lost files and personal photos in the fire.
It didn't just affect me. There were, other people, other tenants, and it displaced and hurt a lot of other people.
Shekarchi had been elected House Speaker just months earlier, having been a state representative since 2013. You don't think it has anything to do with your political work?
I hope not, and I don't believe it does, but until we get an answer, we don't really know.
Do you believe that it's because you got labeled an eviction lawyer?
I think that was certainly part of it. The people who wrote to me, the anonymous emails I got, were saying that. How does it feel to not be able to go to your work because you evict people?
In 30 years of doing legal work for the Warwick Housing Authority, Shekarchi claims he evicted maybe 10 to 12 people, all for conduct. Do you feel like you were unfairly tagged an eviction lawyer?
Yes, I do. I clearly do.
Investigators noted in their report, Shekarchi told them in an interview in the days after the fire that he had problems with critics of a medical waste disposal facility he had been representing. The report did not rule out multiple causes for the fire, including an intentional act. But a canine brought to the scene did not detect any fire accelerants. 2 months later, a fire at another law office, that of Steve Conti in North Providence. Conti is an eviction lawyer. It's all he does. He says a free housing for all sign was found outside the office after the fire. Local authorities said at the time the fire was being investigated as arson. And Conti says he provided investigators an image of a person wearing a mask running away. Shekarchi says he gave police emails that were sent to him after his fire.
And there were people who took credit for this. I don't know how true they were, but they were from the dark web.
And he says he met with investigators more than a year ago.
They showed me some faces of some people. I think it was either 6 or 9. They asked me if I recognized any of them, which I really did not.
2 years ago, state and federal investigators put out word they were looking for images from the fire scenes. At the time, Shekarchi said in a statement he had full confidence in authorities to get the job done. Is that starting to wane a little bit?
Yeah, it is. I'm starting to say, look, it's 3 years. Will we ever know who did it? Will we ever know why they did it?
Conti declined an interview for this story, but told me he does not think the case will get solved. He said, quote, I think it's run its course, and they've done everything they could. Shekarchi has since settled into another office.
What it's caused me is just to be a lot more aware of my surroundings. It has caused me to get a very sophisticated anti-theft, burglar system here in my new office.
Still very much with an eye on what happened 3 years ago.
Clearly, in my mind, it was arson. Clearly, it was targeted, and I just don't know who did it or why. And that's part of the frustration. That's what I'd like to find out, who did it and why.
The state fire marshal declined an interview. A spokesman told me that both law office fires are still under investigation, so there's no comment and nothing else to report at this time. Live in Warwick, Brian Crandall, NBC 10 News.